Falcon fans, and what the fuck, Falcons? One time for the fan. Well, I can't even start the damn show right. Episode, you know what it is. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, so much more. But what the fuck, Falcons?
What's going on, Jack?
I haven't talked to y'all in a minute. But now that I'm here talking to y'all, I need to know what the fuck is that, Falcons? Hope everybody's having a good day today. Shout out to Carrie. Shout out to Bodie 3000. Big shout out to everybody who woke up this morning probably down hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands of dollars if you invested into Hawk2's meme coin. But for those that did not, good morning to you. For those that's here in the chat, big shout out to you all. Put on your Falcons gear. Let's talk some Falcons football. Tag your Falcons friends. Tell your Falcons family. Do apologize about last night not having the Wednesday night podcast. Had some things going on at work. And Terry, you know, it's busy. It's a lot going on right now during this time of the year.
What's going on, man?
Not only with the Falcons, but of course with my work schedule too as well. So we're here for a quick impromptu morning breakfast with One Time for the Fan on a Thursday. Just a quick show for you all to talk about the disappointing Atlanta Falcons that fans want to talk about. And Terry, good morning to you, sir. You've been doing a lot with For My ATL Sports. One, you and the crew over there continue to raise the bar talking Atlanta Falcons football. And Terry, I haven't talked to you since the other day when we predicted the Falcons beating the Chargers. Like we always do. The Falcons win every game here on One Time for the Fan. It's hard to do a prediction, Terry, to say, okay, what's your prediction? Oh, Falcons lose 17-24. Oh, shit, we just lost 500 subscribers.
Yeah.
We don't want that.
No, we don't.
We're diehard Atlanta Falcon fans, and we do keep it real. But what we've been seeing from the Atlanta Falcons seems to be disappointing. That's coming from me. That's coming from Miss Carey. That's coming from Mr. Bodie. That's coming from Mr. T. Will. But guess what? They have a couple more games to get it right, Terry. But before we talk Falcons, let's talk Terry. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well. I tell you what, that game was definitely an exercise in masochism, maybe. I don't know. That was tough,
Sheesh.
man. It was hard to watch the offense at times. It felt like I was watching an episode of Tilt, which those of you young bucks may not know was a show on ESPN around 2000. And it was essentially a gambling show or a show about Texas Hold'em. And when you are having a bad run, you know what I mean? When you just, you know, your cards are unlucky for some reason and you can't get out of your own way, they call that being on tilt. And that was Kirk Cousins. You know, that was Kirk Cousins.
But Terry, we want to know how you were doing.
Yeah, well, I guess my destiny was tied to the Falcons. That tell you, man, that Sunday was hard.
Kirk Cousins probably watching like, oh shit, 5 minutes into the show, they're gonna rip me already.
They're gonna rip me already. Hey, Kirk, I'm sorry, buddy, but 4 interceptions, and it really should have been 5. Yeah. Had that pass not been knocked down over the middle to whoever you were throwing it to, Kirk, it would have been 5. So, yeah. Hey, look, good week. I don't have any complaints. Hey, thank God I'm healthy and woke up and, you know, able to work and podcast and see my family. And I don't have, you know, all good. But that was a tough game to watch, man. And you know what's sad is the defense was great. The defense gave you everything you wanted, Jack.
How many sacks did the defense give you on Sunday, Terry?
5, sir. 5. And the recovery.
Sacks.
5, sir. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. They gave you 5.
So people know that we can count here on the channel. Thank you, Terry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's a very old song from one of those educational shows that anyway, again, probably got to be a Gen Xer to recognize that. But yeah, no, seriously. 5 sacks, 1 fumble recovery, pressure dictated to that offense. I don't even think they scored a field goal in the second half. They scored a 2-point conversion. That's what their offense did. Their offense scored.
Looked a little bit like Georgia Tech there for a second. But
yeah.
Terry, I got to talk to you, man, because
Talk
I'll
to
be
me.
real with you. Falcon fans know I'm real. It's your boy Jack Spade. One time for the fan. Rise up to our fan club. You know I'm a positive Falcon fan. You know I'm a diehard Falcon fan. Y'all know this.
Out, brother.
Y'all know this. I'm a diehard Falcon fan. I'll be in Minnesota this weekend. But it's concerning to have this podcast and then talk to the fans in a positive manner, like we normally do, because we always do this, about the team being so good just, Terry, less than a month ago. Outrunning the South. They can't catch us. Let's go to the upcoming schedule. Well, we should be good now. We're 3 games ahead. Terry, we're tied for the division. Bucks come away with a win Sunday. What's up? What's up, T?
This is exactly where we didn't want to be. But I felt like there was a potential that we could be here.
Terry, you kind of talked about this. I do have to bring you in, man. You mentioned, remember I was talking about the playoff emails from the stadium, from your reps, and how, around this time we should be preparing for what the Bills are doing. They got their division locked. I wanted that feeling here in Atlanta. I did the best I could to motivate these fans to feel like, hey, it's going to happen. And the Falcons let us down in the past month. Now,
it can still happen.
I will say,
it can still happen.
It definitely can still happen. Not counting the Falcons out. You still got 5 games left to play?
Yep.
So for Falcon fans here that do believe, oh, Jack, this is over, man. Falcons not going to the playoffs. You want this team in the playoffs? You want the? Yes, I do. But for us to be here on the podcast saying, when the Falcons were on their high with that 3-game winning streak and they had the division look like it was about to be locked up and the Bucks were behind the pack, Saints were behind the pack, which they just lost again Sunday because they fucking suck. But the Panthers were behind the pack. And I know I rant and hate on the Panthers, but Terry, they damn near played a good game on Sunday to go and beat those Bucks. And if they somehow, some way come away with playing that same way again, the last game of the season, it's possible, not the last game, the game before the last, it's possible they can beat the Bucks. They had the Bucks down in overtime before Hubbard fumbled the ball.
Damn it, Chuba.
And it felt like last year. This is the feeling I didn't want. I kept telling fans, this is the feeling I did not want. Last year in New Orleans, that final game of the season, remember that, Terry? If we beat the Saints and the Panthers beat the Bucks, we have a chance at the playoffs. Or I believe we go to the playoffs. I'm sitting there watching the game at halftime in New Orleans. It was 17-17 or 14-14 Falcons Saints. I'm looking at my phone, looking at the Panthers Bucks game. It was like 9-0 Bucks. I think they was up by like 3 field goals. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh shit, if we come out in the second half and beat the Saints, which I think we will, because Desmond Ridder was playing decent at that point in the game, and the Panthers somehow come out in the second half, put 10, 14 points up, beat the Bucks, hey, we're going to the playoffs. That did not happen. That's how I felt this Sunday watching this shit. Like, bro, we got to beat the Chargers, and the Panthers, they got to get the Bucks. We lost to the Chargers. Panthers lose to the Bucks. Here we are tied for first place. Virtually the tiebreaker we own. But Terry, the outrunning the South is out the picture. F it. You're probably not going to outrun the South in these last 5 games. Terry, you even mentioned it. We're going to go down to the wire. Could be down to that Vegas game, which is in, 2 weeks. You still don't know if you're going to the playoffs. Or a week and a half. After that Giants game that you may possibly win, you still don't know if you're going to win the division and go to the playoffs. Well, because it's down to the wire. The Saints may not know. The Panthers may not know.
If you win out, you know.
If you win out, you definitely know. Now, if you go in there, you beat Minnesota on Sunday, that's the win that you need. We talked about it. Everybody said, you got to beat the Panthers, you got to beat the Giants, you got to beat the Raiders. That's your 3 wins to get the 9, but you need to secure 1 more win to be on the safe side. Unless the Bucks go out there and wet the bed the next 2 weeks, which personally, Terry, I'm telling you right now, personally, I feel like it's not the Falcons that's just going to win the division. The Bucks are getting ready to lose a couple games. So it's technically in the Falcons' hand. I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Bucks. I do think the Chargers will beat the Bucks.
Mm.
And I ain't going to lie, Terry, you give the Panthers another shot, which they do have. Bro, it's random to see it. Bro, the Panthers are not going, the Panthers are not going to the playoffs, Terry. They played one hell of a game Sunday against the Bucks.
Bryce looked a lot better.
Bro, they're talking about next-gen stats of Bryce coming back after, being benched earlier in the season. And now they're comparing Bryce Young. Would you take Bryce Young to CJ versus CJ Stroud? I saw that shit the other day. I'm like, what? But they're showing Bryce Young's stats after him coming back from being benched.
Yeah, calm down, Panthers.
Something happened there after he was benched. I understand they ain't been winning games like that, but he's been playing better.
Well,
now, does that... What's up, Terry?
Sometimes negative reinforcement works.
It happens. The different circumstances you're under. You've seen Alex Smith sometimes. You bench, you start, you go here. Teams do it all the time. Look at Joe Flacco.
Sometimes
won a Super Bowl with the Ravens, moved around to a couple teams. Got benched after winning a Super Bowl. Got benched. So, it happens, Falcon fans. But I can't believe we're probably going to need help. At the being one point in the season of being games ahead. One point in the season of thinking, hey, we outrun the South. We did exactly what Raheem said. Now, I don't want to say it's all crumbling down, but it's looking like a situation where Falcon fans are not happy. 3-game losing streak, going up and play a team that, if the playoffs started this weekend, they're coming to Atlanta. But you head to Minnesota first to get a taste of a playoff team in the NFC, which you may be facing this team in a month.
Hopefully,
you got to be about your A game, man. Terry, what's up?
Hopefully, we don't hear that horn too much. Let
me tell you something. I've been to Minnesota Stadium before. Yeah. You're going to hear that horn every single second of the game. They do it for their, of course, when they open the stadium. Same like the train horn with the Falcons. When they open up the gates for, the ticketing, and everybody can scan their tickets. Oh, you hear that horn. 30 minutes before kickoff.
First downs.
They play it enough. And it's random, too. It's not like the Bears where they play that stupid-ass song every single second of the game. But they'll do it on, like, quick drive. Because the horn is only, like, 2 or 3 seconds. Right? The Bengals song, the Bears song, the Jets song, that's, like, almost a minute long. Right? So they can't just fit that in during during punts and, turnovers. No, but that horn, as soon as the first down, Viking, that's all you're going to hear.
Yeah,
I hated that shit a long time ago. Let me tell you something. The Vikings have a fan base, too, as well. When you walk up in Minnesota, I guess because it's this a cold-ass city, you're going to see purple and white all over that joker. They love their football. They love their Timberwolves. They love their hockey. I'll be out there, too, as well this weekend. We do have an event Saturday for those coming out to hang out with some Falcon fans. SEC championship is this weekend. It's going to be extremely cold in Minnesota this weekend. It's going to feel like Breckenridge a little bit when I was out there a couple weeks ago. But, we want some fans to show up and have a good time. That information will be posted shortly. So please, 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 if you're in Minnesota, show up on time. Be there early. I think we're going to get started around 3 o'clock. We want to make sure everybody's in there so that way we can keep the numbers together. If you show up late, might have to sit somewhere else, but we're going to try to keep the numbers together here for anybody heading to Minnesota. So Saturday, 3 p.m., I'm going to have the location posted. Make sure y'all show up. But Terry, why are the Falcon fans not happy? Tell us. You're a diehard Falcon fan. Why are you not happy with the Atlanta Falcons? Though you're happy in life, this team has us feeling some type of way. Some type of way. Terry, tell us, man, what is it that got you a little aggy about the Falcons? What's bugging T-Will about this 3-game losing streak Atlanta Falcons?
What is bugging T-Will? I got to be honest, man.
I'm guessing it's not Hawk Tua's meme coin. You didn't invest in that, did you?
I did not.
I got to hit up Eric Parker and make sure Eric Parker's an investor. I got to ask him, like, Eric, you didn't throw in $100,000 in that Hawk Tua's meme coin, did you?
Hopefully he did not.
Because people apparently there was like 500 million raised within the hour, and then it crashed in a matter of seconds. So please go check out that Hawk Tua's meme coin investigation they're getting ready to start because somebody's going to jail. Terry,
Hot Tua, huh? Okay.
how you feeling?
A lot better than those investors. Look it, man. I mean, it's unfortunate, but it's a long season, right? It's a and let me tell you something.
Terry, don't Terry. This ain't Christmas morning. I didn't get a Christmas gift. I don't want to hear that, Terry. I need to hear what's bugging T. Will. You need to get mad. You need to start yelling. You need to start throwing shit around. You need to start knocking them goddamn computers over. We're trying to get views here, Terry. Tell these people why you're mad.
I understand. I was mad. I was mad, and then
Falcon fan goes crazy and knocks over a computer in his office.
It's Thursday, right? So I guess I've calmed down, and I've had time to think about it. What upset me was you can clearly see something is going on with Kirk's arm. You can.
Is this coming from the report we got weeks ago where he possibly going into that? I think it was going to that Denver game. They said his arm or something in practice, and that report came out, and now people are saying, "Hey, he's not even throwing 30 miles per hour when he throws the ball."
Correct. That's because even in the Denver game, his velocity was not as off as it was against the Chargers. He looked like Matt Ryan 2021 when he threw that out.
Oh no, Terry, don't say that. Terry.
He did.
Oh, now I'm about to cry because I remember what happened that year.
He did. He did.
We didn't do good. Nah, but
really did. What I think is going on, I think Kirk is hurt. I think they're trying to get through it because they feel like Penix is not prepared. Hopefully, what is going on this week is Penix is getting a buttload of the game film and the game study for Minnesota, and hopefully he's getting some reps. They may not say it, you may not hear it, but hopefully he is getting some reps because this just didn't start this past weekend. Kirk has been bad for about 3 weeks, and coincidentally, I think he's been injured for 3 weeks. Now, look, there's some things we can do. The good news is our defense played great. Not good, they played great. They were fabulous. We got 5 sacks. We got pressures. We got a fumble. We got off the field. That's the good news. The bad news is, for whatever reason, this offense has gone to what. And what is upsetting to me, and what was upsetting to me, is even as poorly as Kirk played, you're down there, you're in the red zone. It's 3rd down.
Please don't bring me back to that moment, Terry.
I'm sorry. I'm going to have to bring you back to the moment, Jack. It's 3rd down. You don't have to chunk it up in the end zone. You don't. You do not have to chunk it up in the end zone. Bijan flashes across Kirk as he's scrambling. All Kirk has to do is shovel pass to him. Go ahead.
That wasn't Bijan. That was me.
Okay. Sorry. My bad. Jack Spade, 80 on the run. Flashes as Kirk is scrambling to the left. All Kirk has to do is shovel pass it to him. And Bijan or, Jack Spade can walk into the end zone. And even if he doesn't, he's probably inside the 5. I believe it was 3rd and goal. So at that point, you can kick a field goal. You're down 1 point. But I've heard tale of this with Kirk Cousins. I've seen this. I've heard
live by the pass, die by the pass, pocket passing quarterback.
No. What I've heard is there is a chaos-o-meter with Kirk. And when Kirk gets to a certain point, he does inexplicable, inexplainable, unexcusable things in the quest for victory, right? So it's like, let me put it this way. It's like you're playing spades. You're down by 350 points. You're going to 500. Your opponents are basically at 480. They don't even need 4 books to win. Of course, you have to bid 4.
Mm-hmm.
And so you have to bid 10, and you have 2 books between the 2 of you. You're going to get killed.
Yes,
right?
You are.
That's the thought process. That's the kamikaze mindset that Kirk gets into when he is in this chaotic state. It's almost this feral state, devoid of logic and or strategy. You know what? I'm just going to chuck it up here. I know he's around 4 guys. right? I know Mooney's around 4 guys. I know Mooney's not expecting the ball, but just maybe YOLO, I'm gonna throw this up here, and it's gonna happen because I'm Kirk. Damn it, no, Kirk, you're on tilt.
Damn, down. Terry went right back to the opening segment with tilt. That was a good one.
Down, calm down, and I really think that this is a real thing with Kirk. Because there is no reason on God's green earth that you should have thrown that touchdown in the that interception in the red zone. There's no you threw it into 4 Charger defenders.
He lobbed it too at that, which there's a defender shadowing Mooney, a guy in front of Mooney, and a guy trailing Mooney too as well.
And lobbed it because you didn't have any arm strength.
Well, it's not even just the I mean, I can't even question the arm strength on that point. Bijan is standing right there.
Right in front of him.
Right in front of you on a cutting backs like a screen or a drag.
Right.
And it's like, I'm open to do Bijan things. And this is where the fans get excited right here because you give me the ball and then my jersey sales keep going up because I'm going to do some Bijan shit and score a touchdown, which we all expected.
We can still get a field goal because it's essentially an extra point because they're not going to stop me till I get to the 5. There's nobody around Bijan.
Nobody. The first pass, I mean, I don't want to go over these interceptions. I'm just getting mad thinking about it. The first pass, you throw you catch Bijan before he even breaks on the route, and the cornerback is just sitting. He's just sitting there. He's like, oh, I'm just going to read down this route. Oh, look, it's going to be, oh, wow, interception for me?
He double.
And then the other one, the pick 6 is like, bro, these guys don't even get into their routes, bro.
That was a duck. The it shouldn't have been thrown, right? Because if you look at it, I think Mr. Kyle Pitts has the secondary route and he's up deeper. And if you throw that out, you probably catch him. But again, if you throw it, you got to have some velocity.
You got to put on the money because Kyle, I think, broke off the route and had the corner like doing one of these trying to catch up to him. Correct. Kirk throws the ball toward the side by Bijan. That one gets picked back to the house. The Drake London one was crazy too because there's a dude literally jumping over Drake London to go for the interception with 2 other dudes in front of Drake London. How the hell is Drake gonna catch that ball? How was Drake finna catch the ball? The Mooney one, you lob it. You didn't even throw it. You lobbed it over the head on some Steph Curry shit. Mm-hmm. They pick it, but the other option was to give it to Bijan or even pump fake and fucking run the ball and dive for the first. Do something other than throw the pick because we're in that moment where we're at home at the Benz. You held the Chargers to 17 points. You got them. I understand the offense didn't do as great as they were supposed to do, but you had the Chargers Sunday. Mm-hmm. There was multiple times you had the Chargers Sunday. If you take back 2 of those picks, that's 2 touchdown scoring drives probably. Mm-hmm. Possibly. Mm-hmm. Or field goals that we could have helped us to use. Koo missed the kick too as well. We're not going to count that out. Koo missed the kick too as well from like 5 yards. So there's different things that's going on here for the Falcons that fans are really upset about. Here at One Time for the Fan, we support our Falcons. We're not giving up on our Falcons. Terry, there's games left in the season, which means we do not count out our Falcons. It has not said eliminated. I know Fox, I believe, put up a post yesterday of all the teams that are eliminated in the NFL right now from making the playoffs. We are not one of them. We're going to fight for this division. We're going to go out there, and we're going to give the Vikings hell on Sunday. Kirk Cousins, speaking about being back in Minnesota, yeah, that's great. Go out there and get the win. People are getting upset with Raheem's comments. People are getting upset with Jimmy Lake. That's been going on since week 1. Zach Robinson's now getting a lot of heat. Terry, I have to ask this question because a fan asked me this question the other day, and I gave him the best positive answer that I could. This is not the Falcons team we thought it was. You have a $100 million quarterback. You got 2 top safeties in the league. You got a corner, AJ Terrell, who's still probably top 10, top 15 corner in the league. You got players that's not at the back of the pack, and a lot of their, what they do on the field. I mean, Grady Jarrett's still a decent defensive lineman up there, right? Matthew Judon, he's battling some things right now. Bijan Robinson's about to break 1,000. Kirk Cousins still top in passing yards. What the hell is going on here, Terry?
Matthew Judon is the most held defensive lineman on the planet. I mean, if you go back and look at some of these plays, he is getting mauled. He literally got tackled a couple, and nothing's getting called. Like, okay, and I'm not making an excuse, but it is that bad. It is that bad. Like, he got tackled 2 times in that Chargers game, and they called nothing. But anyway, whatever. I don't know. Look it, man. It's a long football season. Okay?
But it's only 5 games left, Terry.
I'm a lifelong Falcons fan. I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. And damn it, I'm used to this.
Shit.
Still have an ability to win the South. Look it, you don't have to win pretty. You don't have to win sexy. Just win, baby. Just win.
There's no more outrunning. No more outrunning the South there.
All you Falcons fans, get out of your feelings. We've been through this. Let's maneuver. Let's push forward. Let's give our Falcons the best energy that we can. We have been through this. We are used to this. If you
mentioned that
2016, if you survive that, you can survive anything.
You mentioned been through this. Falcons last 2 seasons. Kerry posted this in our group through 12 games. Falcons 6-6 last year. Falcons 6-6 this year.
I don't think it's the same because that Falcons team last year really sucked. This team has the potential to not only make the playoffs, but if they can get a formula together, they can go on a run. That's right. I said it. They can go on a run because if that defense can play like it did against the Chargers and you can get a run game and you can work out whatever the hell is going on in Kirk's head, you got a shot. I'm not saying it's definite. I'm not saying you're going to win a Super Bowl. I'm saying you can go on a run. And all you need to do to win in the playoffs is to go on a run. I'm not definitively saying anything, okay? I'm simply saying we got a shot. So all of you that want to doom and gloom and bitch and moan, hey, that's your right to do that. We're here. We're in the moment. Let's make the most of it. And to you Falcons, let's go, fellas. Kirk, I'm going to need you to wake up. I don't know if you got to dip your head in some ice. I don't know what the hell you got going on, but, sir, look, this is your chance. The next 5 games are going to impact your legacy and how you are viewed for the rest of your career. And, sir, you have to get your collective shit together. Let's go, Kirk. I know you're injured. I know you're hurt because there's no way you're going to do a performance like that and not be injured. So I get it. Your arm is ailing, and you know what that means. That means you got to be checked down, Charlie.
I can't believe this.
You got to be slant king deliverer. That means you've got to be the deliverer of the drag across the field. But this is where we are, Kirk. What you cannot be is the interception king that you have been for the past 3 games. You got to get it together. Even if that means you got to be checked down, Charlie. Even if that means you got to bore us to sleep. Even if that means you have to be the much heralded, the much bountied about game manager, then that's what you got to do, sir. You got to channel your inner Trent Dilfer and will us to victory going forward, Kurt.
What you're saying is this is the time where Kurt has to set up the group chat with some of the aging quarterbacks that played late in their career. There should be Aaron Rodgers in the chat. There should be Drew Brees in the chat. There should be Peyton Manning in the chat. Hey, guys.
Not Aaron.
How did you – oh, not Aaron. Okay. Aaron has been removed from the chat. Aaron Rodgers, who is this? How did I get removed? I'm in the dark hole. You got to go and talk to Peyton. You got to go and talk to Drew. You got to go and talk to some of these guys, even that Joker up there in New England. How did you guys do it at this age? How did you guys battle injury? How did you guys do your check down Charlie so well? Because Drew, late in Drew's career, he did not care. He'll give you 1 or 2 deep balls a game. Everything else, check down Charlie. And it got Drew some wins. If your team was playing well, if your scheme was playing well, you did what you had to do. But seeing some of those passes I saw Sunday with Bijan open, Falcon fans, you can't disagree, man. You gotta look at it and be like, go to your check down. Bro, there was one play we threw the pick. Bijan just on the rollout. He's by himself.
Yeah.
He's by himself. This is not the touchdown play. This is like a couple plays before that. And matter of fact, before he threw the interception, I think it was the third one, he threw another lob to Drake London in the end zone. And Drake was like, his reaction was like, don't do that. Don't do that again. Sure enough, he does it again.
He did.
Chat is live. Chat is lit. Dwayne Ruff is in the chat. Jamal D is in the chat. Carla Wiggins is in the chat. Sterling Woods, good morning. Falcon Commanders in the chat. The Dixon Way, diehard Atlanta Falcon fan, content creator.
What's going on?
The Dixon Way is in the chat. I already know y'all Hawks podcasters are enjoying this. Now, this is the feeling that got me feeling good. When the Falcons lose and the other teams in Atlanta win, I feel good. The Hawks are on a little roll right now, Terry. I don't want to get to it too much. We will spend a whole another hour here. We might have to, in a minute, we might have to change this to one time for the Atlanta Hawks because them boys out here balling. Terry, last night, that boy Dyson was smoking on that. He was smoking on that Bucks pack.
Daniel. Yeah, man.
Man, what?
Yeah,
this team is rolling. And let me tell you something. If they make it to Terry, if they make it to Vegas, guess who's in Vegas next week when the Hawks could possibly be playing? The Falcons fans are going to be in Vegas. Falcon fans, y'all looking for something to do next week? Let these Hawks make it to Vegas.
Hey, man, it could happen.
We finna find something else to do next week. I know we got the Hoover Dam trip planned Saturday. I'm trying to get some fans together Saturday night to go do something. But Sunday, we got a beautiful brunch. Big shout out to the Ride to Tour fan club. Got a beautiful party Sunday night. I'm post some information there shortly here about that. But if the Hawks make it to Vegas, man, I'm going to go watch me some Hawks. Just imagine that, Terry. Falcons, Raiders, in Vegas. And wait a minute. How the hell the Hawks get here? That would be great to see. So Falcon fans, Hawks fans, you got something to feel good about, though your team may not be doing so well on the field, 3-game losing streak, but the Hawks are looking really good right now. We do have a special guest.
Feel good about Jack.
What's up?
You got a lot. You got the Hawks playing well. You got the Dogs that came back and ended up in the SEC championship off of 2 losses, and you had to come back against Georgia Tech in 8 OTs, which you probably shouldn't have had to do, but you did anyway. You're there. You got the Hawks playing great. Hawks are balling out of their mind. They are playing great. And let me just spend a second here. The Hawks aren't just beating teams. They beat Boston, right, who is the second best team in the East. They beat the best team in the East, Cleveland, not once, but twice.
Same week, less than 3 days.
Right. And then you come back and you get Milwaukee, who was on a 5-game end streak, and
they smoked the Bucks back. Smoked the Bucks back.
That ends tonight, buddy.
They got the Knicks too as well for this tournament?
Yeah, man.
Oh my God, Trae Young, man. This is going down. We do have a special guest joining us too as well. Carrie is here.
Good morning, family. Can you hear me?
Good morning, Miss Carrie. One time for the fan. Carrie's in the building. Want to talk some Falcons football. Carrie, are you feeling the same way we're feeling about these Falcons right now?
You know, it's tough. Honestly, it's kind of consuming me right now, so I had to hop on. I couldn't miss this. I'm late, but I had to take a minute to hop on because I need to just talk it out because I don't know, the Falcons are really consuming me. That's probably not healthy, but it's just constantly on my mind. I'm just so blown away that we're in this position. It's really unfortunate, but there's still hope we turn it around. But like I tweeted out, our back is against the wall. We put ourselves in this position. So, you want to outrun the South, you want to win the division, you gotta do that. You gotta let your words be followed by the actions. So I know a lot of fans are unhappy right now, rightfully so. It sucks. It really, for me, sucks. I try to be positive, but as of right now, we're 6-6. That blows my mind. That's the same record we had last year with Desmond Ridder and Arthur Smith, 6-6. How did we get here?
Carrie, I do have to ask.
Yeah.
and I do want to apologize too as well. Um, we threw a lot of penalty yards on you this season for mentioning, you know, beep. I can't say it. Carrie, you can say it for me.
Big Penix energy. I know a lot of people are
Oh my gosh.
Bravo, Papa Echo.
Bravo, Paco. Oh my god.
Bravo, Papa Echo. Yes, that's right. Carrie, as a matter of fact, Carrie coined the phrase draft night.
Right.
If you guys remember when we drafted Penix, Carrie coined the phrase "Big Penix." You know what? And yeah, we've hit you with a lot of penalties this year, Carrie.
Carrie, I have to say at this point in time during the season, there's a lot of fans that agree with what you're saying about BPE. Oh my god, it feels so.
It's funny. I joke about that, and I know he's our guy of the future. But I'm not one of those who's like, yeah, put him in. Like, even though Kirk was having a terrible game, like, I wasn't. I don't know. I feel like that's just like a rash. Like that's just like a
Yeah,
quick decision. Like obviously, it's like any time a player has a bad game, they're like, oh, cut him. Like they're like, oh, cut him. And so I'm trying not to be too reactionary, but I think I didn't get to listen to everything so far. I was behind, but I think if Kirk has a game like he did last week, I just don't know how. It's tough because he's a veteran, right? And you would want to put your veteran over your rookie out there to give you a chance. How Raheem has been saying in the recent press conferences this week. We believe in him. He's our guy to get us to the playoffs. But right now, he's hurting your chances of getting to the playoffs. So it's a tough position because it's like you don't know that Penix is going to lead you there either,
we
but
don't.
you don't know. You don't know. It's a question mark. So I guess fans see it as they rather go with the question mark versus the thumbs down,
Yeah,
basically right now, because
yeah,
right now Kirk is just he's in bad form. He's playing terrible. So I'm just praying that he turns it around and has one of those type of revenge games against his former team.
yeah.
And that's all we can do really, but that is going to be a task in itself because that Brian Flores run defense is tough.
Mm-hmm.
So
Best
I mean, yes, and blitz heavy, and I mean, look at Kirk under pressure, not too good. So I don't know. I'm honestly really nervous, but at least we know Jack's going to be there holding it down, rooting for them. So
I sure will. I'll be in Minnesota. It's gonna be cold as hell too as well. But I mean, fans wanting Penix with 5 games left in the season. I don't think that's gonna happen. I think the Falcons are gonna ride this season out with Kirk. But even to see Kirk throw 4 interceptions on Sunday, you had a chance to win the game.
You did.
You didn't get beat by 20 points off of 4 interceptions.
which is crazy.
Yeah,
Which
well,
is
that just speaks to how great our defense played.
Yep.
They were. I look it.
They were lights out on Sunday. They stood up.
okay.
Let's say they
And
played well.
They were 10 out
yeah,
of 10. They were
and
10
that's
out of 10.
that is honestly why I'm so flabbergasted because we've been waiting for that performance from the defense all season. That's their best performance of the season.
Mhm.
And then offense for the most part has been, the side carrying us, besides that Steelers game and I
Mhm.
mean, obviously the recent 3 games, but you know what I'm saying? Like they're the ones who've kind of carried the team versus the defense,
Mm-hmm.
more so. And it's like, wow, the defense finally shows up, and then our quarterback decides to throw the ball to the opposition 4 times. Like what? Like that has to be the unluckiest thing. I'm sorry.
Super
I think
unlucky.
Kirk. So honestly, I think Kirk has a little bit of Brett Favre in him, but he doesn't have Brett Favre's arm, right?
Mm.
So to those of you who know who Brett Favre was a gunslinger. And Brett would make throws that he had no business making, but his arm was so good he could get it there.
Live by the pass, die by the pass.
I think when pressed, I think when the pressure is on, guys, we all got that friend. You know what I mean? That friend that you're out with, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and he's like, fuck it. Round for everybody. Let's
Oh
go.
shit!
Is
Yeah,
that
we do have
John
that
Douglas?
friend. Yeah, we got that family member too.
All,
Don't forget about that.
all have that guy. That is who Kirk is when you put enough pressure on him. And it's a dichotomy because in the real world, he's so buttoned up. He's so down to earth. He's so dad Kirk that the other side, right? The dichotomy, the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde of him is fuck it, YOLO, let's go. The problem is he doesn't have the arm strength to do that.
Mm.
And so what Kirk is gonna have to do is mentally, Kirk is gonna have to rein it in. Look at Atlanta, and I don't know if you guys get Atlanta's not an easy, it's not an easy city to play in. It's really not. Yes, I know Philly throws batteries at people. Yes, I know New York is difficult, but
Didn't throw no battery at me. I was sitting row 1 on the 50.
and that is awesome because you are 80 on the run. But Atlanta, Falcon fans will turn on you. I'm sorry, they will look it.
Oh, Falcon fans, I already know that, bro. I ain't even gonna say who I was talking to Sunday after the game, but I was talking to a player, and I'm telling you, man, Falcon fans just say anything sometimes. Like they were saying some stuff to him, and I was like, bro, dude balled out.
It's wild, and I'll never be disrespectful in that way to a player, and fans shouldn't be like that. But at the same time, I do kind of get why they're doing why they're so reactionary, and it's because we haven't won in so long. So like they just desperately want to win. Fans want to see their team win. So they're just like, if something's not working out, they want somebody fired. They want like a change.
We're not saying nothing new here, Carrie. Every
Right.
fan base has these fans.
Right.
You can win a Super Bowl, and they're going to complain about the Super Bowl. The Braves won the
True.
World Series, and what did they say? Why did that bus go through Atlanta so damn fast? Why did they were complaining the moment the Braves won the Super Bowl? It didn't matter. I mean, that's not Super Bowl, World Series.
Did kind of drive through fast.
Jeff. I mean, he really did, but the goal was to get to Truist. I mean, they're in Cobb County now, baby.
They went through, man. I'm not even gonna get started. Look, this is all I'm saying.
Hey,
I understand Atlanta fans because most Atlanta fans, even though they won't admit it, they have trauma.
Yeah, there's a lot of trauma.
You've been a Falcons fan long enough, you have trauma. And anyone who has trauma, if you know anything, you have triggers. And when you see shit like we did on Sunday, everybody was triggered. Now, should you
at home too? You're not on the road at the bench.
Bad.
You should not. But anyway, my whole point before I went down this way is, Kirk, you're gonna have to rein it in. Because even though we had this performance, even though we've been terrible the last 3 weeks, we are in the midst of a playoff drive. And if we win out, we're in. And there's nothing anybody can do about it. So you know what, Kirk, you gotta do? You gotta throw away these last 3 games in your mind. When you go up to Minnesota, you just got to focus on that game, one play at a time, one drive at a time. Let's get up there. Let's score. Let's get out. You know you're going to get blitzed. So, Kyle, get your shit together. Somebody needs a study buddy. Kyle, you need to know
Not the study buddy.
Yes, you do.
What's that movie? Was it Heavyweights? Remember that movie, Carrie? Buddy system, buddy.
Kyle,
buddy, you got to put your hand up, buddy.
Kyle, you gotta know your hot reads, Kyle.
Everybody's paired up.
You gotta know your hot reads. You gotta know when you're the guy for the hot route. You gotta know it, Kyle. You gotta know it, Kirk. You gotta know who to go to. Okay, you can't just throw shit. You gotta recognize coverages, Kirk. Okay, the Vikings are going to see what you did, and if that out is not there, and if you don't think you can throw it, then God damn it, you either need to chuck it or you need
Throw
to
it away.
Charlie and find Bijan and move forward. That's what we gotta do.
You're at a point where we're looking at the stats. I mean, I understand the passing yards is great for Kirk. And, his career, he's been passer rating this and more touchdowns and interceptions. But this is the first season Kirk's probably going to break 15 interceptions. We talked about this before. What's up, Karen?
No, I was gonna mention that because T-Will was saying how like Kirk, he needs to be better, with handling the ball, and he's kind of can be a little reckless. He needs to just basically lock in and not, either throw it away or what have you. But I did look at those stats and I saw, he's on pace to have his most interceptions in his, NFL career, because currently he has 13, and the most he's ever had in a season is 14,
12.
which was in 2022 he had 14. He
14, yeah.
had in 2020 and 2017 he had 13, but he's never had more than 14, and right now, I mean, he has 13. So
5 games left. He's throwing ducks left and right. Don't know if it's the arm strength, but Falcon fans are not too happy about the interception. Don't forget about the fumbles too as well. It seems like every time somebody gets a hand on Kirk, the ball comes out.
the ball comes.
I just need to see a better team on Sunday. I thought the team was going to do much better when me and Country went out to go golf on Saturday, and Country went for par, and I was facing Eagle. But no, it just didn't happen the following day. Falcons went out there and they lost the game. Falcon fans, though, they're talking about the crowd now, right? So now there's some fans out there saying fans are back on their same old shit again, not showing up to the game on time. Stadium looks empty.
It did look empty on TV, I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I
But
saw a lot of fans there, but then again, that was in the second half, so maybe there's a lot of fans that
okay.
probably showed up to the game late. But when the game first started, yeah, it was pretty dry. Plus, it was cold as hell outside too as well. And this is Atlanta cold. Carrie, I know you're in Florida, so you're probably like
It's cold.
88,
Well,
89,
no,
96 over there.
no, I was cold this morning. I had to put my car
Oh
seat
no,
warmers
Carrie, it's
on.
81.
No, it was actually like 48. Like that's
It
Carrie,
was
not for me. It was 48.
Carrie, it was 48 on the fridge, like on your on the freezer. Like, is that what the
This
temperature is inside the freezer? Because right now I know in Florida it's like 106. No, it's not.
So we got a high of 73 today, but a low of 44. It was
A
cold.
high of
this morning.
73. Look at y'all. We got a high of 44.
Oh no, I can't.
But the tailgates, even seen the people say they didn't want to do tailgates on Sunday because of the weather. Like, it just takes away your entertainment, your environment, your energy that you normally do. Because in Buffalo, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know if y'all saw the game. They were tailgating out there.
I was gonna say, come on. I think they should still tailgate. Look at like cities like Green Bay, Buffalo. They lock in. Those are some diehard fans, man.
Yo, and the Browns, let me tell you something. I went to Cleveland a couple years ago to hear that they opened up some of their tailgate lots the night before.
Wait, what?
So fans can go in and set up the night before. Like,
really?
that is like
wow.
Just Browns culture. That's just fans. They want the fans there. It's one of those cold cities to where, you wake up the next day and you don't expect the weather to be what it is, and you got to change around your tailgate. Some fans here in Atlanta will wake up, see the weather, and say, nope, tailgate's canceled. That's it. Cleveland, Green Bay, like you mentioned, Baltimore, Buffalo, them fans, they live and die for football. They will be out there in literally 10-degree weather with the grill on, with 100 fans around them saying, this is our tailgate. And I caught a couple Bills Mafia members at the stadium Sunday. I don't know why they were there, but we came to check out y'all stadium before we play y'all next season. Oh God, they're gonna start breaking tables in the parking lot. It's tough, Carrie. I mean, we did talk about a little bit this morning before you got here. Is it time for Michael Penix? Are we gonna outrun the South still? How are we feeling about this division? The upcoming schedule, of course, with the Bucs. I think they have the Raiders, they have the Chargers, they have the Cowboys, they have the Panthers, they have the Saints. Carrie, just looking at some of those games the Bucs have, I don't want to get to this point where, we need the Bucs to lose now, but technically we need the Bucs to lose. We can't have them win games if we're losing games. Carrie, looking at the Bucs schedule, the Panthers had a shot of beating the Bucs on Sunday. They failed.
I watched that game. That was tough, man. Adam Thielen was he had that amazing one-handed grab. I was like, this is it. They're winning this game. I mean, the Bucs kicker missed a field goal in overtime. Like, I'm like, they're winning this game. Let's go. And then who was it? Hubbard. Was it
Hubbard fumbled the ball in overtime. Yeah. Even looking at the upcoming schedule, Carrie, I mean, the Cowboys, the Chargers, even the Panthers and the Saints again. Is it possible to you, Carrie, that the Bucs could lose one or two more games on the season?
I mean, as a Falcons fan, I'm going to say yes, because I'm going to try to speak it into existence. But, I mean, strength of schedule, we have another year of supposedly one of the easiest schedules, and then look what happened. That's why I said on Twitter, you have to now you have to kind of steal a game either against the Vikings or Commanders or both, because you lost games that you should win, like 7-game losing streak Saints, team.
Yeah.
And the Chargers, I mean, I'm not saying you had to beat the Broncos because that was terrible. And I mean, they're a really good team, but you should have beat the Saints and you should have beat the Chargers.
Three of
Even
your
like,
games you
yeah,
lost this year came off of teams that were on 2 or more game losing streaks. You lost to the
it's
Saints on 7. You lost to the Seattle Seahawks on 3. You lost to the Broncos on, I think, there was on 2 or 3. You can't do that. And now you're on the 3-game losing streak. Now this is our moment to have our shine. This is where the Vikings look and say, those guys are on a 3-game losing streak. They come in here and drag us on Sunday. I think we know why. They're battling for a playoff spot. We're battling for a playoff spot. Kerry, here's something cool. If the playoffs started this weekend, Minnesota's in Atlanta. But this weekend, we're heading to Minnesota.
You know, and I do follow on Twitter a big Vikings fan account, and I saw they did a poll yesterday. Will you be booing or cheering for Kirk Cousins in the stadium? And it was mostly boos was winning, so they're going to be tough on Kirk. So I hope they're prepared. It's going to be a tough environment and that cold too.
Kerry, we got to go back. Fan emotion as we get ready to wrap up this show here. Go back to some of those fans in Minnesota when they wanted Kirk in the offseason. They keep him here, do whatever, pay him, keep him here. And then they let him go. Atlanta picks him up. And then they got Sam Darnold. And then the jokes start flying around. Sam Darnold? Sam Darnold, are you kidding me? Now look at the Vikings and look at the Falcons. Kirk Cousins goes to that stadium Sunday. I wouldn't expect for them to cheer him either.
Yeah.
If he was on a 4-game winning streak coming off, he's the number 1 passer, and he just went for 6 touchdowns against the Chargers, yeah, sure. But he's on a 3-game losing streak. The Vikings are winning the division over there. They're probably somebody mentioned the stat that if the Vikings win Sunday and the Bears, that they wrap up the division or some shit. I don't know. I don't know if that stat was totally true. I haven't been paying attention too much to the Vikings, but
must be nice.
it must be nice, right? Like seeing the Bills
nice.
win on Sunday, and like the Bills are going to the playoffs. It's like, bro, we were literally in this spot like a month ago. Like, come on, Falcons. You guys got to get this together, man. I can't go into that Panther game, the last game of the season, saying, okay, if the Bucs lose to the Saints and the goddamn Vikings, I don't need that.
Right. And don't look now, but the Panthers are playing good football right now.
I want to say we need that, but we don't need that because we play the Panthers too.
Well, look it. Here's the thing. We're here, right? Because look it. We could be 3-12. We could be 3-9. You know, yeah, I know. We're looking at where we were, and I get it. But our Falcons have never done things the easy way, and I don't think you should expect them to do it now. We are where we are, so we can sit back and lament and cry in our beer, and we are where we are. Okay, we still got a shot. We got a shot, guys. Embrace it. It's not going anywhere. Welcome to Falcondom. This is falconing.
Oh,
you're
no,
so
Terry.
right, but you're so right, T-Will, but I just heard you say embrace it, and I don't know, like you just said earlier, like Falcons fans have trauma. When you say embrace it, I just automatically think of embrace the suck, and I'm like, oh God, like that just popped in my head.
There were some fans recently.
I'm not saying to embrace the suck.
No, I know, but you know
Kerry.
what I'm talking about? That's old saying, and I'm like, oh God.
I get it. But look it. Sometimes
He said, look, kids, the teacher is talking.
To get through something is to embrace it and go through it. And yeah, I've dealt with a lot of falcondom over my years. So you're not going to change the present condition. We are where we are. You're not going to change it. So you know what, guys? Every year I have this dream that I have this big ass afro. I don't know how many times I got to say it, but I don't. And I'm not gonna. Okay, and that's okay. Bottom line is, here's bottom line, guys. We got a chance. So if we can go up here and beat Minnesota, it starts there. All we can do is what we can do. We can't make the Bucs lose to any other teams, but if we went out, we went out. It doesn't matter.
Cardinals almost had the Vikings on Sunday.
Right. And they did. And look at every team that wins the Super Bowl is not the first or second seed. There have been seasons where teams who've won 9 games have gone on to win the Super Bowl. You can catch fire. You can find a path forward. You can win if you can find the right formula. Kirk, you got to stop fucking up, Kirk. Okay? You got to look it. Kirk, you're 36. You're not 28-year-old Kirk. You're not 22-year-old Kirk. You're 36. Your arms probably hurt. Your elbows probably hurt. You're going to have to use your wit, Kirk. You're going to have to make the smart play. You're going to have to be the best 100 million game manager that you can be. What you cannot be, Kirk, is the reason we lose. Get your shit together, Kirk. We're depending on you. We're still depending on you. Even those Falcon fans who are booing you from the rafters, saying you wear combat boots, all that other stuff, they're rooting for you on Sunday. You got to go in there knowing that, okay?
I'm just hoping no Falcon fan shows up wearing combat boots in the middle.
Hey, I'm saying, bro. I'm just saying. Kirk, you got this, buddy. You got this. Go in there, get us some touchdowns, be check down Charlie, score about 5 touchdowns. Let's hold Minnesota to 3, and let's get a victory. And you know what? If you get that victory, Kirk, I got a feeling when you get back to the city, because you will come back, your reception is going to be different. Because at the end of the day, Kirk, we just want to win, man. We just want to win.
Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, Amazon Podcast, so much more. Miss Carrie, Falcons fan, one time for the fan, talking Falcons football with us. T. Will, former ATO Sports, one time for the fan, talking Falcons with us. Go ahead and start wrapping up the show. Got some things to do today, so I can start getting packed for Minnesota. It's gonna be cold as a mug up there. Chat is live. Chat is lit. Let me tell y'all something, man. I do thank y'all every time y'all show up to this chat, because y'all bring the comments, y'all bring the questions, y'all bring your thoughts, your views about the Atlanta Falcons. We're all Falcon fans here, right? Jabri Harper, Peter Purple right here. He says the season ticket holder, Mr. CDX, who I want to give a shout to Mr. CDX too as well, diehard Falcon fan. But Terry, this is he posted a comment here earlier. They threw Mr. CDX out. They escorted me out after the Drake touchdown in Philadelphia. So I see where, in different sections, maybe they did have some trouble, but not in our section over there where we were. But Mr. CDX said they escorted him out after the touchdown in Philadelphia. So
you know why that is, Jack?
You're in Philadelphia.
No. They didn't throw you out because you were in the crowd that drinks their beers with the pinkies.
I mean, a lot of PSL season ticket holders apparently in that area, they didn't want to lose their season tickets. That's what some of the fans told me. They said, "Oh, we're not the rowdy bunch. We're not losing our season tickets."
Right.
So
right.
That's good to see. William Amy in the chat, Georgia, Texas boy, Jamal D, Peter, Pamela Johnson, Auntie Pam is in the chat. Jabri Harper, A1. A1 is always here.
A1, what up,
everyone in the chat.
Huh?
I said shout out to everyone in the chat. Yeah.
Oh man, Carrie, like for real. Shout out to everybody in the chat. King Richie is in the chat too as well. Big shout out to literally Jamal D. Let's see. Don't want to miss nobody. Jonathan Bell is also in the chat too as well. We'll take a question or two before we wrap it up. The next podcast, if you're not going to be, let's see, the breakfast one is not going to be tomorrow. Sunday night show, I'll be on the way back from Minnesota. So Monday, we're going to crank it up. You definitely want to follow the One Time for the Fan on IG, so that way you can see what's going on in Minnesota with the event Saturday night. And of course, going to the game Sunday, get a chance to see US Bank Stadium, see how the Vikings do it. We're going to have a good time. So big shout out to all the fans who's traveling. A lot of fans started to travel in today too as well. Jonathan Bell's here in the chat. Do you think Kirk might play better in Minnesota since it's his whole old stomping grounds? We're hoping so. Kirk knows Minnesota better than any other player on that team. I do know it is going to be loud in there, and those fans do show up in their seats. There's no flashiness about Minnesota. They're not showing up wearing brand new shoes and gold chains and all that. They ain't doing none of that shit. They showing up in there with purple and white, and they're gonna make that same damn horn noise that they do every game. They're in their seats before kickoff. They stand up on first, second, and third down. They make noise. That place is loud. Even when I was in there the last time for that Matt Ryan game when he got sacked on the first play, and then it was just straight downhill from there. Yeah. I had to get up from my seats and walk away, man. I was sitting with some Falcon fans, and they were not Matt Ryan fans. They were Falcon fans. So, of course, seeing the first play of Matt Ryan getting sacked kind of led to why I got up and walked away. Because every single play, you thought you were sitting next to Vikings fans because you're trying to get some type of positivity with the people you're here with, and all you hear is, boo, get him off the field. It's like, bro, am I sitting next to Vikings fans? What the hell? Like, that was just, it was tough to watch that game and to be there. So I was like, hey, guys, I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Found a seat down there in the 100 level and snuck my way down. Mm-hmm. So, fans, we're going to have a good time in Minnesota. Hopefully we do come away with a win. The questions and concerns will definitely be brought to attention after this week, because you have the Raiders next week, you have the Giants after that, and then you have the Commanders. Terry had already said it. You got to get on this streak. You got to get it started. You got to get it going now. You have the Commanders coming up. You just played a playoff team with the Chargers last Sunday on Sunday. You're now playing a playoff team with the Vikings this Sunday. You have the Commanders in less than a month too as well. It's a tough road ahead. But if you can come away with a win here and there, and then Kirk has 2 revenge games. He's going to Minnesota. He's going to Washington. Give us one of those wins, Kirk. Hell, give us 2.
Give us 2, Kirk.
But please, Falcons fans,
Kirk,
just believe. Just believe. Terry, we're gonna have to start doing like Kai Cenat in a minute and start doing motivational messages at the end of our podcast just to make fans know that we're still here. But Terry, you're a diehard. I saw you tweeting about the Falcons this week, and Terry, you're a diehard. I saw you doing your podcast with other Falcon fans. That's they always rep the team, and you guys were positive about the team fan base all the time on social media, and you see how they respond. Some people are upset. Some people are like real mellow about it. Like, all right, we'll let this season play out, and then we'll see what's going on. I can't even call it at this point. I want to see the team win. We already know what the negatives are with this team. We know what the mistakes they've had the past couple of weeks, what they need to fix. But I'm just shocked that a month ago, and it is football. A month ago, we're over here talking about, hey, guys, we could be getting ready for the playoffs. We got the Broncos, and then we got to beat this team. And then you come out of the 3-game losing streak right now, like, man, we got the Vikings in Minnesota. So it's tough. It's tough. But guess what, y'all? We're going to be here supporting the team. I know you guys are going to be here supporting the team.
Always.
Join us again on One Time for the Fan Monday night. We'll be back Monday on the podcast. T-Will, I know you have some stuff coming up before my ATO Sports. You guys are live like every single minute. You're probably going to go live as soon as this show's over for the after party. You can catch Terry talking Falcons in the mornings, in the afternoons, in the evenings. Anthony White said, how are you shocked, Jack? This is the Falcons. Man, we was at one point, we was 6-3, man. We was riding the wave. We was riding the high, man. We had just swept the Bucks. 4-1 in the division. Remember that? Remember those division wins we got? Shit felt good, man.
That's what everybody's been telling me. The same thing on Twitter. Like, why are you surprised? Or don't get your hopes up. I'm like, okay, but I still want my team to win. Like,
that is true.
But that's trauma talking. That's look it. We still got a shot. We
definitely still have a shot. Now, if we're the Panthers doing a Panther podcast, we'll see you guys next summer. But at this point,
we got a shot.
We do have a shot. And Tim Riley's in here. He thinks we have a shot. Good morning, Jack. Captain Kirk and the crew will take care of business Sunday. This is a return to Minnesota, and we will outplay Sam Bradford. Tim Riley? What? Christy Lewis is in the chat. Shout out with the rise up. Christy Lewis, man, it's good to see you here talking Falcons football. To just see the rise up from a fan during this time should have fans feeling good, because this is what we have. We do have a beautiful stadium. We have a team that's on the up. Got to feel good about this, Falcon fans. I mean, if we can make the playoffs, what has it been, 6 years?
Yeah.
If we can make the playoffs, we can really get the chains moving here.
No, it's been 7.
7? 7? Oh, I was going to say, I didn't want to keep going up in year. I was going to say 9. But King Richie.
Thank God for that.
Still don't want to play Penix. Let him learn, because if you drop Kirk, you're showing Penix one mess up and he's out the door. Let me tell you something. With 5 games left in the season, You don't want that Desmond Ridder mentality when Mariota was here with Penix. Because if Penix gets in here tomorrow and he loses Sunday and the next week, fans are like, get him out of here too. And I don't need that. I need to see if he's your future, then you're going to wait till that time to put him in. If Kurt goes down, if Kurt is hurt, hurt like he can't play, okay, Penix is coming in. They paid $100 million for this guy. I don't see him hitting the bench.
Me either.
He's going to finish this season, even with that arm strength. They're going to find ways to win. Terry called it. Check down Charlie. Get the group chat going with Peyton. Get the group chat going with Drew. Find out what did they do late in their career. But hell, Peyton did it. Won him a Super Bowl. Peyton wasn't throwing 80-yard shots down the field anymore.
Let's do it.
He realized that you can keep this shit short and sweet if you got a decent defense.
Yeah.
And get him on and get him off the field.
Yeah.
But then again, Peyton Manning was a mastermind at play calling. Like he would get in the huddle and just, oh, that was the play. Nope, that's not the play. This is the play now, guys. Right? And then you can see some of the comments from Kerry, I think you saw the tweet this morning. Mark Ramondi tweeted the end around or the wide receiver sweep was a miscommunication of the play call. Oh, that's great to hear 4 days after the game.
Yeah,
you didn't mean to run the play. It was an accident.
I don't ever want to see Ray McLeod blocking up.
Bro, the Drake London one was like, dude is standing there watching it like, what's the same play they just ran?
I don't want to see that. I know Zach is in love with 11 personnel, but bro, sometimes you need two tights, man.
You got to switch it up, man.
Need two tights.
But then again, first year coordinator.
He's learning.
He's learning. We had that little win streak where Kurt was eating. Remember that 8 touchdowns against the Bucks, over 1,000 yards or something, like no interceptions. And then after that, it just, I don't know. New Orleans hit us with one, and then the Broncos hit us with one. Went to the bye, came out the bye, and threw 4 picks.
It's okay. Hey, you mentioned motivation, right, Jack?
Yeah.
I have some motivation.
Should I get the music ready?
No music.
Okay. Should I cue up the sound?
No sound. I have some motivation this morning, and this is for Kirk. Are you ready?
Hold on.
Kirk, you listening?
Hold on.
Kirk, you listening? This is for you, buddy.
Hold on, let me get it set up. Hold on.
Was it drum roll or what?
All right, go ahead.
All right. I am your constant. Oh, no, we don't need that. Kill that. Okay. I am your constant companion. I'm your greatest helper or heaviest burden. I will push you onward or drag you down to failure. I am completely at your command. Half of the things you do, you may as well turn over to me, and I will do them quickly and correctly. I am easily managed. You must be firm with me. Show me exactly how you want something done, and after a few lessons, I will do it automatically. I am the servant of great people, and alas, of all failures as well. Those who are great, I have made great. Those who are failures, I've made failures. I am not a machine, though I work with the precision of a machine, plus the intelligence of a person. You may run me for profit or run me for ruin. It makes no difference to me. Take me, train me, be firm with me, and I will place the world at your feet. Be easy with me, and I will destroy you. Who am I?
I am Cambodian housekeeper. Oh, go ahead.
I am habit. And Kirk, you got a habit the last 3 weeks of jacking shit up. Kirk, I need you to not be chaos, crazy Kirk. I need you to rein it in. I need you to embrace your inner game manager because we know you're hurt. I need you to will us to victory. I need you to make the smart decision when assessing coverages. And I need you to not throw interceptions. That ball needs to come out on time where it needs to be. If you got to check it down, check it down. And Kyle Pitts, for the love of God, I need you to run your routes. Habits, people, success or failure. That's where we go.
That's what's up, T-Will. Big shout out to T-Will. You find out what's bugging T-Will today and what's motivating T-Will today. So big shout out to Terry for my ATL Sports One. Carrie, do you have a motivational message that you want to share with the Falcon fans online, on the podcast, or on Twitter, either one?
I'll keep it short and sweet. Just find a way to win, okay? Find a way to win the game. You cannot go on a 4-game losing streak. But then again, I said you can't go on a 3-game. I said Chargers was must win. and you didn't win. So you need to win, okay? You need to pull off the upset. No one's gonna think you're gonna win this game, but we need we need the vibe of the Eagles game. Pull off an upset, shock the world, turn it around. Um, and yeah, I'm just gonna remind everyone that I did predict that the Falcons would go on a undefeated streak when I picked the Falcons to go 12-5 in June. So I'm hoping and praying that comes into existence and they win out 5-0. I mean, that's all I can do as a fan. I'm very disappointed, and I get why people are upset right now because I'm feeling that too. It's almost like it's shocking, right? We're in this position, but there's nothing you can do. You just got to focus on yourselves and find a way to win. So that's what I'm gonna support the team no matter what, even if I'm frustrated. But it sucks. But hey, we're gonna figure out a way to win. So let's do it.
Yep. And the Falcons just like Carrie said, man, just get out there and win. It's a tough game on Sunday against the Vikings. Raheem, Jimmy, Zach, the coaching staff, everybody, man, put it together. Yeah, play your best game on Sunday. It'd be great if you can go in there and get a dominating win over the Vikings. Don't know if that's going to happen. Then again, anything can happen in football. Right. But you can't go out there and just wet the bed. Can't go out there and stink it up. At the halftime, Kirk can't have 2 interceptions and no touchdowns, and we're not doing that Sunday. You got to get after it on Sunday. Either it's running the ball, passing the ball, special teams, defense. Everybody get active because we need this win. It's not only for the city. It's not only for the fan base. It's for yourselves. You guys are on a 3-game losing streak. Every player in that locker room, the player that I talked to after the game Sunday, he was not in good standings with the team. Of course, he wants to win. You know what I'm saying? You can tell that players are upset when they lose. But he wasn't giving up when I was talking to him at all. Not one comment he said that I spoke to him about the loss mentioned, oh, we're giving up or I'm done with this team. None of that. It was all about going out there and finding another way to win. And I think they're going to do that Sunday. You can't give up. I mean, the Panthers probably giving up. Honestly, I don't even know if the Panthers are giving up right now. Hell, even they're out of the playoffs and they almost beat the Bucs on Sunday. Like teams are still fighting right now just to, have pride. Even the teams that are, the Raiders on Sunday, the Raiders should feel some type of way about being last in the division. Go out there and beat the Bucs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you beat the Bucs, man, that'll make us feel much better. Matter of fact, the Raiders almost won their game Sunday.
They did against the Chiefs.
Like Falcon fans, this is crazy that we got to hope the other teams, win or lose, I guess, just to help us out. That's the position that we're in right now. It is what it is,
and it's okay. It's okay because we could be the Panthers. So those of you who thinking we shouldn't be here, guys, we're here, and at the end of the day. The only thing you can do is take the path before you. You can't take anybody else's path before but yours. This is our path. So let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's embrace it. Let's move forward. Let's kick ass on Sunday. And hey, Carrie, maybe we do get on a 5-0 streak. You never know.
I hope and pray. But for me, the biggest thing is what I've been saying for weeks now is that I feel personally that we have yet to see this team play a complete game of football, all 3 phases of the ball. We'll have a game where maybe offense, defense is playing well, but Cood missing multiple kicks loses us the game. Then we have a game like last week, defense balled out, but then Kirk threw 4 interceptions. And then we have games where the offense carries the team. So it's like I want a game where I see everybody fighting, especially now because you have no room for error. You need to win. So, yeah, I really think we need to see a complete game of football, honestly, and I've been waiting for it.
I was going to come on here this morning and say, let's talk Pro Bowl players. No, let's not. Because, the votes are out for, Pro Bowl. I think Drake London's probably going to end up there and, a couple other players. But we got to focus on the Super Bowl. That's first.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl players don't play in they don't play in the Pro Bowl if they make it to the Super Bowl.
That's
so. Terry, like you said, there's teams that have made it to the playoffs that didn't have a winning record. There's teams that won the Super Bowl. that even wasn't that good. So it's possible that, at the end of the year, you guys get it clicking in the right direction. It could start Sunday. It could start next week against the Raiders. Then you beat the Giants. Then you beat the Commanders. That's a 4-game winning streak. You can have it there.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. Carlo Wiggins, for him to mention this, it's taking me back 14 years now. We were 10-2 on this day 14 years ago, according to my FB memories. That's wild. 10-2, man. Will we ever get back there again, Terry?
We may, but look it again. You don't have to be 14-3 to win a Super Bowl. All you have to do is get in. All you got to do is get in. The job number one right now for the Falcons is getting in. However, wherever that is, whoever we have to play, we just need to get in. Because if you get in, you got a chance. And that's all you can ask around this time. Look it, the best team in any sport, in any season, does not always win. It is the team that is playing the best at that time.
True.
The best team. You could be the freaking Detroit Lions and get eliminated game one,
which I think they do,
in front of all your fans. I've seen it happen time and time again. Now, does that mean that it will? No, but it can. But the bottom line is all of our energy doesn't need to be on worrying about where we've come, what we've been through. Our energy needs to be on Minnesota Vikings this Sunday at 1 p.m., nothing else.
Yeah.
Facts. Honestly, I'm not even thinking about the Super Bowl, to be honest, because you gotta just think, like you said, T-Wo, like about Sunday. Worry about figuring out how to beat the Vikings, and then you go 1-0, and then the next week you go 1-0. Because you can't look back, you can't look ahead. You just gotta focus on what the current task at hand, and that's winning the football game that you're supposed to win. So as of right now, I'm not even honestly. Obviously, I want us to win a Super Bowl, but I'm not even thinking that far ahead because right now we need to do the job that we're tasked on us. And right now, I'm very nervous. I'm not gonna lie. That we might. I don't even want to say it, but I want to win the division. That's my focus right now, and I don't want to blow that. So
to have that banner hanging up would feel good.
That's where I'm at.
It'll feel good to have that NFC South banner hanging up. I mean, it's probably going to be digital now with the way that Mercedes-Benz has it. They don't even hang banners no more. But for the fans in the chat that's remaining positive, you're just like us. We have hope in this team. Even if we do lose against the Vikings Sunday, we're going to come in here and find ways to go beat the Raiders next week to go 7-7. We're going to find ways to come in here to beat the Giants the week after to go 8-7. We're going to ride this thing down to the wire, right? And it doesn't matter what's going on in the division. The Falcons need to play their football. They got to win their games.
I'm going to say Sunday.
I do think we come away with a win. That revenge game. If Kirk can do the 2 revenge games in the cities that he used to play for, that would be great because I'm going to be there. But otherwise than that, the fan base wants to win. The team wants to win. The players want to win. But, Terry, one thing that has me feeling good, too, as well, I haven't seen this in a while, but you lose 3 games back to back to back.
Jeez.
And you're still in first place. That is wild. For a Falcon fan, we lost 3 games. Wait, hold on. The Falcons lost 3 games and they're still in first place. Wait, what?
You built up for that. You built up the lead for that, right?
And there was one point that you did outrun the South, Terry. We actually did do some type of outrunning of the South because now we're in a position where if you didn't win those 3 games earlier in October, you would be at the back of the pack right now. And it wouldn't be looking good for y'all. So Raheem did stand on some business saying, hey, we don't want to pick top 10 in the draft no more. I don't think we're going to be picking top 10. I think the draft order is looking like the Jags, Giants. Can't remember who it is now, but
I think we're currently slated to pick like 17, I believe.
17. Okay. And I'm looking around. This team can get up there, man. 24, 25, 26. I mean, I just want to see this team win, man. It's disappointing to see us on the win streak, on the losing streak. But, that's football for you. Last month, we're up here. This month, we're right here.
It's a crazy roller coaster of emotions.
It is. It's a roller coaster of emotions because next 2 weeks, we might be right back up here again. Next month, we're over here talking playoffs and all this. It's just that moment,
I tell you what gives me comfort, right, is the year after the Rams went to the Super Bowl. Sean McVay went through a depression
Mm-hmm.
in that 2022 season, and it was Raheem Morris who carried that team and got them through that season. A lot of people don't know that. But if you ever get a chance to look at that interview, it was Raheem Morris that, you know what, carried that team and steadied the ship and righted the ship, and in 2023 got them going. And this is either a year or 2 years after the Super Bowl. So Raheem is used to chaos. Raheem has been through this before, and I believe Raheem will steady the ship. Because again, just because I'm positive and nice and charismatic in public doesn't mean I'm not fiery behind closed doors,
Mm-hmm.
right? So what I'm saying is Raheem has enough metal, he has enough respect, he has enough currency in the game to get these boys right, and I think he will. I think he will.
Carrie, is your twin here? Oh, let me see, Carrie.
Oh,
Carrie, you there? I want to say, Carrie, is your twin here? But I said we have another special guest to end the show.
Carrie and Sherry. Yeah.
But I say Carrie done brought Holland to the show.
Carrie and Terry.
Gary and Terry. Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. DA's in the chat said one time, hoping we get that win in Minnesota this weekend. Hey, I'm hoping to. I'm hoping to. Falcon fans, hit that like, hit that share, hit that subscribe button. Before we get up out of here, I do got to show y'all something, man. Man. Falcon fans is going down. We told y'all this all season, man. Rise up to our fan club, man. They continue to raise the bar, doing big things. Of course, next week we have the game in LA. What the fuck, LA? And what is it?
Vegas.
In Vegas. Yeah, I'm talking about all West Coast. We're gonna be in Vegas.
You're in Vegas next week. Come on, Jack.
Oh, I can't wait for that. But for fans that's heading out to Vegas, you definitely gotta get your tickets, man. You gotta get your tickets. You gotta get your tickets to the party. It's going down in a major way. Want to make sure all the Falcon fans are in the building. Big shout out to all the Falcon fans making the trip to Vegas too, as well. It's one of those cities where fans, they always want to go to Vegas. They always want to go gamble and do the sightseeing and everything. And now you can do it with the Falcons playing. And Terry mentioned this when the show first started. The Hawks might even be playing in Vegas too as well for the in-game tournament. And if they make it to, is that the semis and the finals that's out there, Terry?
Yeah, that's what it is, sir.
The Hawks could possibly make it to the in-game tournament finals or semifinals. And for Falcon fans, it's going to be out there. You get a chance to go see Trae Young, get a chance to go see the game. I think they're going to beat the Knicks too as well. These Hawks have been on fire. But big shout out to Young Jock. Big shout out to Pastor Troy. Once again, y'all are legends in this hip-hop community here in Atlanta. Jock, what you got going on with Streets 94 with Shawty and them. And of course, Pastor Troy, man, you just everywhere in the city, man. And Pastor Troy is becoming a damn mogul out here in the city, man. Everybody needs to start rocking with Pastor Troy if you haven't. But he's a good guy. Jock's a good guy. They're going to be out there in Vegas, man. They want to make sure everybody's there. So the tickets are still available. Of course, Jock just posted that video the other day with the fan club, man. So big shout out to everybody over there at Streets. Big shout out to everybody over there with Pastor Troy's team. And we're going to take this to the next level. You guys you guys can probably see next year's schedule. We got the Bills. We got the AFC East. I think we go to San Fran. We go to Arizona. I think we go to Green Bay. It is. I can't remember, but man, Falcon fans, this is a great time. This is a great time to be a fan. So big shout out to everybody. Terry, we're gonna go ahead and wrap up this show here. Miss Carrie, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here on our Thursday special pop-up edition of Breakfast with One Time for the Fan. No show tomorrow morning too as well. Terry,
yes, sir.
You want to take it away on the shout outs? Who Miss Carrie want to go or?
know what? Let's let Miss Carrie go
Miss
first.
Carrie.
Hey, it's such
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, let's let Miss Carrie go. She has to get to the beach, for God's sakes.
Oh no, I'm
so
telling
cold
you.
I'm packing my beach bag right now.
Oh my gosh, it's so cold. It's
She
73.
steps outside. Oh my God, is that sun?
I
Oh,
had my pants outside today. Couldn't wear shorts. You know, it's kind
oh,
of
oh,
cold.
Carrie goes into the wardrobe. Short pants, short pants, short pants. I wear the jeans today. Okay, come on, Carrie.
I mean, you know, you've been to Miami Stadium and Tampa Stadium. You know how hot it gets here. It's brutal. So
Yes.
yeah, I'm not
Yes,
used to
it is.
cold, but yeah. Shouts out. I want to shout out to both of you guys, Jack, T. Will, Bodie. Yeah, Bodie. I want to shout out you guys, and then I want to shout out everybody in the chat. Jabri, Christy, D, Chris. Shout out to Chris. Yesterday, A1 was his birthday, so shout out to him. Happy birthday!
Hey, happy belated, Chris.
there was. That's right. Happy birthday, A1. What up, Deke?
I want to shout out all the diehard fans that are traveling to Minnesota, like you, Jack. Miss Pam, I saw in the chat she's traveling there as well. Anybody traveling, stay safe. Safe travels. And I also want to shout out Grady Jarrett because he got nominated for the Falcons for Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee. So he's our nominee this year. So I want to shout out to him and everything he does for the community. And yeah, let's just go win Sunday, please. Pull off the upset. Come on, Kurt.
Let's
Gotta
go
pull
win,
off
Kurt.
the upset. Listen to Carrie. That's an upset. This is wild.
Yep.
It's an upset. No one expects us to win. We're, I think, 5-point underdogs. I'm pretty sure.
Let's go win.
I mean, they've
Ter-
lost like what 2 games this season, so yeah, it's gonna be tough, but we can do it any given Sunday.
Any given Sunday. That's right. Well, guys, you can see me on this show. Not tomorrow, but as Jack alluded to, we will have a show on Monday, a pop-up show, and then another one on next Wednesday, and then another one on Friday. So Monday probably at 9, Wednesday at 9 p.m., and Friday morning at 9 a.m. ish on One Time for the Fan. You can also see me at the number 4, my ATL Sports, the number 1 at YouTube. Again, for my ATL Sports 1 at YouTube. We air shows typically 7 p.m. Friday evening and Monday morning at 8 a.m. Hopefully, prayerfully, after a Falcons victory. We will see you then. Thank you to everyone in the chat. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to join us and rejoice in our Falcondom and hopefully see a victory. So thank you for joining us. I got to thank God. Wouldn't be here without him. Wouldn't have awakened without him. Thank you, Lord. Thank you every day. And last but not least, I got to thank my brother, Eric Parker, and my brother, Jack Spade, for getting me in this business. Jack, as long as you keep inviting me, I will keep coming back. Floor is yours.
Hey, man. Thank you all for being here this morning on Breakfast with One Time for the Fan, Thursday's pop-up show edition. Big shout out to you all. No podcast tomorrow. I'll be on a plane in Minnesota. Just continue being Falcon fans, y'all. Like supporting the team, like motivate yourselves to go out here and just not be negative about these Falcons, man. It's football. Though we are invested a lot into football, we invested as much as those investors who got juped off that Hawk Tua coin. I tell you that.
Oh, don't even get me started on that.
Carrie, are you one of the people that got juked on the Hawk Tua coin too?
No, I'm
Oh,
actually
thank God.
no. Last night I didn't even know about it, but last night I guess she went live on Twitter, like did a spaces with her like partners, 2 partners on that.
Yeah.
And I couldn't sleep last night. Finally fell asleep at 2. I was so invested in that. They did like an hour space and trying to save face and all that. I was truly blown away. Like people are really putting their hard-earned money into a meme coin by this Hawk Tua girl. I was blown away. And no offense, I'm like, well, maybe you deserve to lose your money if that's where you're putting it. Like what? Like
I would
I
have
was
been in
blown
that
away.
Twitter space saying, if any one of you investors want to come over to One Time for the Fan,
Peace.
you don't have to be a Falcon fan, but the super chat is open.
True.
And it'll make it better for the show. I guarantee you, it would definitely better the show. But you got to look at some of these investors, Carrie. When I was looking at it last night, like, how the hell did you randomly invest in a social media? I don't even know if it's a social media influencer. Like, Somebody just comes out there and says, "Oh, I have a coin and it's crypto, and here, put $100,000 in." Gary, people were putting in
It's
thousands of
insane. The
dollars.
investor guy, the partner, whatever, said that they put like that they valued the coin at like $17 million. Like
Gary,
I'm like this
people
is
lost
insane.
a lot. People probably
But
woke up this morning and saw their car getting repoed at their driveway. Like, this Hawk Tuah girl
I truly
took.
don't feel bad. I'm not trying to sound harsh, but like why are you putting your money, your hard-earned money into a meme coin from a girl that like respectfully, I mean, she's already become like a millionaire, I'm sure, off of just this, thing that
Yeah,
catchy phrase that she did on this,
just something random,
it's
which she said she didn't
crazy.
even want to do. But
Yeah, it's
we talk
wild.
Falcons, and it's just crazy. But yeah, don't jump off the ledge like some of those investors, Falcon fans. It's just football. For those in the chat, 330, Jabri, Da, big shout out to you all. Everybody else in the chat, if we haven't raised your comment, we do apologize. The show is live. The show is lit. You guys look at Dre Harrison in the chat. Meme coins have no utility. Big shout out to everybody in the chat that's here talking Falcons, that's here listening. Some people watch the show, they don't want to comment. If you want to comment, just jump in there and just say rise up. If it's your first time watching and you want to say what's up to the fans, go ahead and say what's up. I mean, this is a positive chat. We all speak our mind freely in a positive way here. We don't talk negative. I mean, of course, the team's on a 3-game losing streak and people got some concerning things to say, but they're not bashing Grady. They're not bashing Kurt. We're saying the same things that all fans see. If Kurt has a situation with his arm, Jabri has seen it. 3 Dirty has seen it. Dre Harrison has seen it. If Kyle Pitts is having trouble running routes, Kirstie Lewis has seen it. A1 has. This is nothing new. We're just talking on a podcast, right? So for fans that do support the team, continue doing it. For fans that's falling off the ship, just get a life vest. And hopefully you guys can get back on track with what we got going on here at One Time for the Fan. Can't wait till next year because, I talked to Terry, 2025, one time for the fan. We got some new things we're going to open up here to the platform here. I think we're going to be out in the field more. We want to make sure we're engaging with the fans, not only on the stream, but off the stream too as well. This is like not our live. This is what we got to do. This is something fun for us. Like, we all work, we have jobs, we have families, we take care of these things, we travel. But when it comes to the podcast, we want to just entertain you all. We want to make sure you guys are having a great time watching and listening. And there's a lot of ideas. I'm sure Terry has, Carrie has, Bodie has. Let's just all just throw it in a pot and see what we can come out with in 2025 because people really love the podcast. Like, they tell me all the time, Jack, you're not going live tonight. Could you please go live tonight? Could you get the group together? Sometimes we just, as you see, we missed the show last night. Like, we have things we have to take care of. There's no show tomorrow morning. There's not another show until Monday because of the schedules that we have. But you guys are amazing. We go live because of you. Terry, Carrie, you saw last night in the chat. We talked about, going live at 8 o'clock 9 o'clock like we normally do. Terry, I called you 15 minutes before and told you my work schedule and what's going on. We canceled the show, came back on here this morning. It was no problems. The same thing we was going to talk about last night is the same thing we talked about this morning. And fans here are excited to see us here back with One Time for the Fan again. Because, people expect the Sunday shows and the Wednesday shows and the Friday shows. But with the schedule with the Falcons and me traveling and work and all that, it just gets kind of tied up. But I do want to say thank you to everybody who's been supporting One Time for the Fan. All the super chats, all the like, share, subscribe. Terry, Carrie, Bodie, they've been here. They saw the channel go from here to here to here. And we're going to keep raising the bar. And it's not only just from us, it's from you guys at One Time for the Fan. The people, the fans, the people in the chat commenting. Oh, I still don't know where the Jaguars fan is, but he's a part of this too as well. Matter of fact, I do know where the Jaguars fan is. I'm getting ready to call 911 because they just reported that somebody's standing on a bridge over there off Midtown. I'm just playing. The Jaguars are not looking good. Bama's not looking good. Which I have to, that's another thing too as well. College football, the committee. If I had a podcast about the committee, but I would be going off right now. I'll go viral just cussing out the committee. They do anything in the world to put Alabama in. They really have to have Alabama in.
They really do.
They don't care what it is. Alabama can have 10 losses on the year. Bama's ranked number 9.
Two unranked opponents beat them. 2, not
one. There's more people on this podcast, on the channel, and on the stream than there was in Vanderbilt Stadium that day, and they came away with a win. But for some strange reason, Bama needs to be ranked number 11. Yeah. Go Dogs! This weekend is going down. Carrie, thank you. Terry, thank you. Bodie 3000, thank you too. Bodie was getting ready to join us last night, and we had to reschedule the show. So you guys will be seeing Bodie coming up. He's working on something great right now. I can't wait for him to share the information for my ATL Sports. Make sure you guys go like, share, and subscribe over there. A lot of content creators here in the chat, and I have their streams too as well. Big shout out to you all. Continue being great, Falcon fans, and hopefully the Falcons will do the same. Hey, one time for the fan, Terry. It's from the fan. It's for the fan. You know what we do, man. We rise up. Big shout out to you all, y'all.